Salutations, viewers. My name is GameDame, and welcome back to another GameDame Reacts, where we have a new game being announced, Dune Awakening, and I haven't seen the original trailer for it, but hey, this is the first trailer I'm noticing, and it's going to be about creating the world. So let's go ahead and watch the official Creating Worlds behind-the-scenes clip for Dune Awakening. What a good time for it to come out, too.
Arrakis is this unrelenting anvil against which people are beaten and shaped and forged into something that's stronger.
There's something very spiritual about that sand, which on the surface is really nothing, but underneath has a really diverse biological backstory.
Dun, 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 dun.
One of my favorite lines from Frank Herbert is, when you end a novel, it's like a train coming into the station that doesn't stop.
Oh wow, it looks
You
so
just jam on the brakes
good.
and let the sparks fly in.
Some of these more cinematic scenes.
Arrakis is a test, is what the Fremen say. And the player comes right into the heart of that test. Dune Awakening is a survival game at the base level. And it begins like a traditional survival game, you know, like you're looking for water, you're looking for shelter.
Oh, it's a survival game. That makes
desert,
me
you
very
take it
interested.
from others. So when we talk about survival, sure, we start with the basic kind of survive. And then when you've survived long enough, it's now time to think about political survival and how you progress within the universe.
Oh, that's really cool, especially in the world of Arrakis. I feel like that would be so fucking tough.
Where are the stark lines and how do we draw these epic spaces? How do we make them feel huge and the player feels dwarfed by everything they see around them?
The intention was every time we saw the desert, it was highly brutal, and if you went out into the desert without the right protection and without the right knowledge, that it was sure death. If we looked at references from some of the hottest deserts in the world, the visuals that we saw from those deserts weren't enough. We needed this world to be even harsher.
So we've been working with Legendary since the very beginning. They've been very generous with sharing with us assets from the film and allowing us to see things from the film and allowing us to really
Which is really cool that they were able to see things from the film, because sometimes they don't allow that. Like,
of course, a game is a
with
much
what's
scale,
it called?
so we need to
Lord of the
expand
Rings,
upon
for
that vision.
example, when they were
We
doing
had
Rings
our
of
own
Power,
army of
they didn't have
concept artists who
access
were
to all the
sending things back and
assets
forth with Legendary all the
available.
time. One of my best moments on this project so far actually was I got to go and visit the set of the first film with a group of the people from Funcom, the art directors, the lead artists, and we got to walk around in the actual sets that they had built in classic old school set building, massive
I
palaces.
love that.
And we got to look at the ornithopters from the inside and the outside, right? We got to walk around them and get a sense of their scale.
Well, I think what they had done really well is they'd been quite inspired by the world that we had built in Dune Part 1. Now, in a film, you're sort of led on a journey by the director and by the script, whereas in a game, you have the opportunity to sort of create your own narrative and create your own journey. The most exciting aspect for me is the fact that you can take what you've enjoyed and loved and you can build your own stories and your own places. And that to me is the ultimate goal, is to have, complete control.
I mean, yeah, it is
Using
awesome
Unreal
to
5
have
to
complete
create a game
control over something
is
like that.
Obviously one of the better choices. Unreal 5 gives us flexibility through the blueprinting system. It allows us to handle amazing graphics through the rendering system, the lighting system such as Lumen. Lumen technology allows proper light bouncing. If I had to say one thing in the game that really benefits from Lumen, it's player crafted spaces. In our case, it's like you build a room and you place a window.
Ooh.
And the window lets in natural light, and the light will fill the room in a way that feels
That
real.
is so
And
cool.
that
I
technology
looks
hasn't
that.
existed before.
Wow, Lumen
Before
Off
Unreal
looks
5,
so
in the olden
fucking
days,
different.
You had to use what we called the LOD system. And that meant that you had to create assets at different LOD levels, so it doesn't slow down everybody's computer. With Unreal 5, we have this new technology called nanite that breaks things down into the right amount of polygons at the right distance. So for us, as a company, this has made an amazing difference to the visual detail of the world.
Yeah, holy shit, look at that detail. It's absolutely insane.
Piece,
down to every last
doesn't matter
crevice.
how far away or how close we place it, it performs well and it looks great.
Where Unreal worked for us on Dune was that it was a fantastic pre-production and planning tool. On Dune Part 2, we had some very complicated scenes, and we were able to previs all the way from Budapest what the light was going to be doing well in advance. It's the only tool that I've used I would say, in my 25 years of shooting, that is able to be used across a wide spectrum of films by different types of filmmakers.
The most iconic creature in the Dune universe is the sandworm of Arrakis.
Oh, of course.
And so we've
Definitely
tried
the
to
most
represent
iconic
this in the
shit.
game in multiple ways. So as a player, your first steps on the open sand,
Big ass
you
tremor.
hear the hiss of the sand in the distance as the sandworm begins to move towards you. And when it gets close, you hear the roar as it erupts from the sand nearby. And at that point, you have only seconds to live if you cannot make it to rocky ground. So this is your first experience with sandworms. And these are the little ones. When you go into the deep desert.
Yeah, and these are the tiny
The giant
babies.
ringmouth sandworms that we've seen in the film will erupt underneath the spice blows and suck harvesters and equipment down into the sand beneath them. There's really only one rule. The sandworm will always come.
Always. Always come. You gotta be
Humans
careful of
have
those
always had
sandworms.
this innate drive to create something, to build worlds, whether it's in their head, whether it's in text, whether it's on screens, whether it's in games. Funcom as a company has been on this journey for a long time, creating multiplayer worlds where players can live out their dreams and fantasies. We were there in the beginning with massively multiplayer online games. We've been there in the beginning with survival open world crafting games. And Dune is a combination of those legacies, bringing us forward into the future. It's the culmination of what Funcom means as a company and what we can deliver. And this legacy means that we need to really pay attention to what we're creating and how we create it for the fans. Because I
mean,
think
you
at the
guys
heart
are
of
doing a
this,
pretty
there's a
fucking
lot of
solid
people out
job
there who really wanna
overall.
live
Everything looks
in the universe
absolutely
that Frank Herbert
stunning.
created, and they really want to live in the visual world of the films that they see from Villeneuve. And so we need to create the gap between those two possibility spaces and create a game world where people can live out their fantasies that they've taken from Dune. And yes, it's a huge legacy, and it feels at times extremely overwhelming, but we really hope that we can deliver something for everybody.
I mean, you guys are introducing people to like a whole new fucking universe. Like, I don't know much about Dune. I've played the RTS Dune game, which was really fun. I really enjoyed it. We'll probably re-download it again and attempt to win this time. I was very close last time in my little playthrough. But Dune Awakening seems right up my alley because I do love a good survival craft game, but now it's like such a different survival version. It's not only first you got to survive, but now you got to politically survive, which is all what Dune is about, is like the politics of shit. And I'm absolutely very much looking forward to this game. This like behind the scenes, the creating worlds, and like how technology has changed just makes it so much easier on like some computers, which I absolutely love. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys enjoyed this trailer and what your favorite part about it was, because I'm excited for the genre of this game. But that is all the time I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I highly appreciate your time as always. But please do not forget to subscribe and or follow not only to my YouTube, but to my Twitch. You guys know where my YouTube is at. But you can find my Twitch at twitch.tv/thegamedame. Thanks guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.